The Memory Reassignment Bureau by Tony Angelo. The letter arrived on a Tuesday, folded 3 times and stamped with a seal that shimmered faintly when held to the light. Department of Memory Reassignment, Notice of Exchange. Marjorie didn't remember signing up for anything, but the letter said she had. To maintain emotional equilibrium across the population, your memory quota has been reassessed. You will surrender 1 memory and receive another of equal emotional weight. She read it twice, then a 3rd time. It didn't make sense, but the letter had her name, her address, and her pension ID number, and at the bottom, a signature, Dr. Klein, Bureau Director. The Bureau was located downtown, in a building that looked like a courthouse but sounded like a hospital, quiet, antiseptic, humming faintly with unseen machinery. Marjorie waited in line behind a man clutching a photograph and a woman holding a child's toy. Everyone looked nervous. Everyone looked like they were about to lose something. When her turn came, the clerk smiled politely. Name? Marjorie Hale. Retired? Yes. Perfect, the clerk said. We're prioritizing retirees this quarter. Emotional redistribution is most effective among those with stable life patterns. Marjorie frowned. I don't want to give up my memories. You don't have to want to, the clerk said. You just have to comply. They led her into a small room with a chair, a headset, and a screen displaying a list of memories, birthdays, vacations, arguments, laughter. Each had a numerical value beside it. Choose one, the technician said. Marjorie hesitated. What happens if I refuse? He shrugged. Then the system chooses for you. She looked at the list. Her wedding day, 9.8. Her daughter's birth, 10.2. Her mother's funeral, 7.4. Her husband's death, 9.9. She touched the screen beside her husband's death. The technician nodded. That's a strong one. I don't want to forget him, she said. You won't forget him, he said. You'll just forget the pain. The headset tightened around her temples. The room dimmed. A low hum filled her ears. She saw flashes, hospital lights, the smell of antiseptic, the sound of a monitor flatlining. Then, silence. When she opened her eyes, the technician was gone. The screen displayed a new message. Memory received. Grief of subject number 47A, unresolved loss, female, age 42. Marjorie blinked. She felt dizzy. Her chest ached. She didn't know who subject number 47A was, but she could feel her sadness, deep, raw, unfamiliar. It wasn't hers, but it lived inside her now. That night, Marjorie dreamed of a woman standing in the rain, holding a photograph that was dissolving in her hands. The woman looked up and said, "You took it." Marjorie woke gasping. The photograph was still in her mind. A blurred image of a child with dark hair and a missing front tooth. She didn't have a child like that. The next morning, she went back to the bureau. I think there's been a mistake, she told the clerk. He smiled. There are no mistakes. I received someone else's grief. That's the point. But it's not balanced, she said. It's heavier than mine. He typed something into his terminal. Ah, you were assigned a high-density emotional transfer. That happens sometimes. The system compensates by adjusting your future exchanges. I don't want another exchange. He looked up. You don't have a choice. Over the next week, the borrowed grief grew stronger. She began hearing whispers, a child's voice calling from another room, a woman crying softly behind the walls. Sometimes she smelled rain, though the sky was clear. Sometimes she found water on the floor, as if someone had walked through the house dripping wet. She tried to ignore it. She tried to tell herself it was imagination, but the voice kept saying, "You took it." Marjorie started visiting the bureau daily. Each time, the clerks grew less patient. You're experiencing residual empathy, one said. It's normal. It doesn't feel normal. Try meditation. I hear her voice. That's just the echo phase. What's that? When a transferred memory seeks its original host, he said, it fades eventually. But what if it doesn't? He smiled. Then you'll be reassigned again. She began searching for subject number 47A. The Bureau refused to give her information, citing privacy laws, but she found a name in the fine print of her contract, Elena Ward. She looked it up. There was no record of an Elena Ward anywhere. No birth certificate, no address, no obituary. It was as if she'd never existed. Except Marjorie could still feel her. One night, the voice spoke clearly. Marjorie, it said, you took my grief, but you didn't take my memory. Marjorie sat up. Who are you? Elena, where are you? In the bureau, the voice said. They archived me. Marjorie shivered. You're dead? Not yet, Alina said, but they're trying. The next morning, Marjorie returned to the bureau. She demanded to see Dr. Klein. The receptionist hesitated. She doesn't meet with subjects. She'll meet with me, Marjorie said. After an hour, they led her into a glass office overlooking the city. Dr. Klein was younger than Marjorie expected. Calm, precise, eyes like polished steel. You've been receiving unauthorized communications, Klein said, from Elena Ward. Klein nodded. She was part of the pilot program. Her memories were unstable. She's alive. Not anymore. She spoke to me. That's residual data, Klein said. Sometimes transferred memories retain fragments of consciousness. She said you archived her. Klein smiled faintly. We archive everyone eventually. Marjorie stood. I want my memory back. You can't, Klein said. It's been reassigned. To who? Klein tapped her tablet. Subject 47A. Elena. Correct. So she has my grief. Klein nodded. Equilibrium. Marjorie clenched her fists. That's not balance. That's theft. Klein's expression didn't change. Balance is theft. That night, Marjorie dreamed of the bureau again. She was walking through the corridors, but the shelves were filled with jars, each containing a flickering light. She realized they were memories. Each jar hummed softly like a heartbeat. She found one labeled Hail, Marjorie, 9.9. Inside was a faint image of her husband's face, fading slowly. She reached for it. The jar shattered. The light entered her chest. When she woke, she remembered everything: the hospital, the monitor, the silence. But she also remembered Elena, the rain, the photograph, the child. The memories had merged. She felt both griefs at once, hers and Elena's, overlapping like two songs played in different keys. She understood then what the bureau was doing. They weren't redistributing emotion. They were blending it, creating a collective memory, a shared consciousness. Marjorie returned to the bureau one last time. She walked past the clerks, past the waiting room, into the archive hall. The shelves were humming louder now. She followed the sound to a door marked Integration Room. Inside, hundreds of headsets hung from the ceiling, each connected to a sleeping body. The bodies were breathing in rhythm. The air pulsed with whispers. She found Elena among them, pale, still, eyes closed. Marjorie touched her hand. Elena's eyes opened. You came. I want to give it back, Marjorie said. Elena smiled. You can't. It's ours now. Dr. Klein's voice echoed from the doorway. Integration complete, she said. Welcome to the bureau. Marjorie turned. What did you do? We unified you, Klein said. You and Elena are one memory now. Two griefs, one consciousness. Marjorie felt the hum inside her chest. She heard Elena's voice whispering through her heartbeat. We hear you, Elena said. Marjorie looked at Klein. What happens next? Klein smiled. You'll help us balance the others. Weeks later, the bureau issued a new letter. Subject number 48B. Memory donor, Hale Ward, Marjorie Elena. Emotional weight, 19.8.